It's gonna be a busy weekend of fights. Busy weekend. We got Alycia on Friday. We got Ben Whitaker on Saturday. That's in the afternoon. Conor Ben. It's a lot of talk about him. They saying he's a free agent now, because it was a one fight deal. And it's not I don't think it was a one fight deal. I think they wanted to appear as such for legal reasons. Remember that Matchroom is still keeping an eye on him and whatever he chose to accept. Because if that deal turned out to be a multi fight deal, they would have had matching rights. What they were willing to match was Conor getting 15 mil over a few fights. Whereas what they were not willing to match was him getting that money for one fight. So that if he's still over there at Zuffa for 2, 3, 4 fights as part of the deal that he agreed to, he may be in legal trouble. What it do, Philippe? What it do always? What it do, Killer B? We out here. That's why Eddie is still keeping like a close eye on him and whatever he finna do. Because if it turns out that what you agreed to extends for more than one fight, right? You may be in violation of their matching rights. Is Top Rank? Yeah, Top Rank is done with Teofimo, bro. They've been done with him. What it do, country? They've been done with him, bro. They don't. What the fuck they gonna do with him anyway? They better off. The fuck they gonna do with Teofimo? They better off not having to deal with him. Let him go to Zuffa. Let him go where he need to go. They don't need that dude. They don't need that headache anymore. Shit. Got my Firehouse sub. I got the steak melt. That shit was good in the motherfucker. Fucking Firehouse. That's a shit. There's a lot of focus on Alycia this week. Not just because she's fighting, but because of what people want. People want that Dubois fight. And you can't blame them because, well, it's been a very long time since she was in a big one. That fight with Michaela was like 3 years ago. People want to see her in a big fight. And you can't, I covered it already, but I'll just say it again. You can't say, well, I can't fight Carolyn because I'm trying to get Katie. You're not going to get Katie. I'm trying to fight Amanda. You're not going to get Amanda. That can't be the reason you don't fight them. And, unfortunately, now the shit is the shit is looking crazy. Like, I would love to be able to defend her, but I said it in the videos I did yesterday. I can't. There's nothing I could say that's going to make that not look like what it is. It's like, the shit look like a duck. You know what I mean? Straight up, the shit look like a duck. Talking about a year and a half, 2 years. Is you building a fight or is you waiting for her to leave? You know what I mean? What to do, real talk? What to do, country?
What's good with y'all, man?
Shit. And then you got to think about that. Year and a half, 2 years. So what's that? 3 fights, maybe? 4 more fights. Who you gonna be fighting for three or 4 fights?
No, that shit straight up a duck way because like, you know, not a lot of fighters stay that long in divisions anyway. So for you to say
For
two
real.
years is like, what the fuck you think is gonna happen in 2 years?
For real. And that you called out a smaller fighter because I didn't realize that she had called out Tiara Brown. I didn't realize that. For you to call out a smaller fighter, you telling Carolyn, yo, focus on your division. But Carolyn doing to you what you did to Tiara. So it's like, yo, the shit, like I said, I can't really defend it. Like, yo, the shit look crazy. And I still love her, still a fan of her, still want her to do well. But real is real. She looking crazy right now. She looking crazy right now.
Yo,
You
how are
know,
there two countries?
because he's so nice, we had to get him twice, right, country?
Shut the fuck up.
Right, country? Talk about it. Then you got Ben Whitaker. It was supposed to be Callum Smith this weekend, man. I'm fucking pissed about that shit. It's supposed to be Callum
Yeah.
Smith. versus
Yeah,
Morrell
versus
this weekend. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but now I can't trust them. If you would have fought this weekend, it already would have been over a year since you last fought. Now, if they push the shit out to what fucking June, July, yeah, I don't, man. Fucking up,
broken
fucking
down.
up. And I think that's all the boxing this weekend. Alycia on Friday, Ben Whitaker on Saturday, but that's in the afternoon. I don't think there's nothing going on that night. I don't think.
Nah.
Not unless
Yeah,
it's
and that's a
pro
pretty
boxing
dry
some shit.
weekend.
Not really. I mean, two cards, two decent cards.
Hmm.
Well, no, you're right. You're right. I'm used to getting spoiled now. Getting one Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the Zuffa
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yo, with the Smoofa. Shout out to the Smoofa. They next shit is Boachuk versus Mosley. Fucking Boachuk's gonna fuck around and lose again.
Forward shoot, man. I'm looking forward to that.
I like watching him fight because he'll get his ass beat. He'll get fucked up. You know? Mosley probably gonna beat him high key. Probably. He ain't been looking the same.
Oh my God, yo, it's like 90 degrees up here in the city today, man. It's beautiful.
No, it's fucking great out here too. It's hot as a cow's pussy hole, bro. It's hot out here.
Nah, it's feeling good down here in Texas, bro. It's probably like a cool 75, 80 with a little bit of wind, gloom and shit. It's not too bright. It's a good ass fucking day.
No,
Yeah.
it's straight. It's some out here, bro. The Hornets is out. They flying in my fucking face and shit. I gotta smack them with the Gatorade bottle. It's summertime out here, bro.
Yeah.
For real. Shout out to
Yeah.
Donald Banks.
Yeah.
Alicia just being way too Hollywood. She gonna mess around and lose on Friday. I'm putting a few dollars for her to lose because she do gas out. Here's the shit about that fight. You don't got to do a whole heap of homework. Go to Dubois versus Bomire Shin. Fast forward to the last 3 rounds when Carolyn gets tired and she start getting fucked up. Because Carolyn and Alycia got the same shit going on. They both get tired. Carolyn got tired in 10-2s, though. That's a regular fight, 10-2s. Alicia's shit is for 10-3s. And I do not think that favors, like, that don't favor you. That favor Bomire Shin. That bitch is the little engine that could, bro. That extra minute, that's lovely for her for what she want to do, because that's another minute of chasing your ass around that ring. You know?
Yeah, I don't get it. Why would you protest and put this down and that and third for 3 minutes? You can't even do 3 minutes. You winding. Why would you do it anyway? Why would you make a big,
I dig it too. And I used to be more I would say I used to be more on board with the perspective that they should get the fight for 10-3s. But by now we've seen it enough that you say, look, y'all said y'all wanted to do this because y'all wanted to get more knockouts, but that didn't happen. The girls that fought in 10-3s, right? Yeah, they wasn't knocking nobody out. Now the girls that always knock bitches out, like Gabby. Gabby will knock your ass out 10-2s, 10-3s, whatever, B. 12-4s, whatever the fuck you need. You going to the hospital. Shout out to Gabby Fundora. Tim Tebow.
That nigga said 12-4.
Whatever, bro. 4x4, 4-wheel drive. You going to the hospital.
It take less than 2 minutes for her to knock you out anyway.
Yeah.
In a round.
It's like, I would say the reason some bitches don't knock other bitches out is because when you know that the punches are coming, right? If you know that, she gonna get over here, she's gonna throw 4 or 5 punches, you're gonna clam up automatically. You're gonna shell up automatically. So that one that you didn't see it coming and you didn't, your brain get jostled, it don't get in because you shelled up. You know what's about to happen. That's why Clarissa don't really knock bitches out. Shout out to Mr. T. Super Shadow Diddy for having nice weather. Now I'm just starting to think you like Diddy, bro. I'm starting to think you like Shadow Diddy, Mr. T. First fucking thing he said is, I gotta see my Shadow Diddy. Where's my Shadow Diddy? I gotta see my Shadow Diddy. You know what I mean?
God.
But I mean, you can't get mad at somebody for saying, I want to fight in big fights. Like, I don't think it's a good reason. I do not, but I get it that, look, she is in a place where Katie and Amanda is the fights that make sense for her. That those, yeah, like where you at, you done did the undisputed thing. You fought a rival of yours. It was a big fight. And yeah, you feel ready for the big dogs. It's just that's they about to leave. Everybody
Yeah, like
knows
that
that.
shit don't make sense at the point they're at in their careers. It's what, like, nah.
Yeah, like if they was gonna stay, I would understand, but they about to leave. You know that. Katie got one fight and she out of here. Amanda probably got two more and she out of here. So it's like that can't be the reason that you holding up another fight. And another thing, staying at 130, that shit look crazy. Terry Harper done left. Michaela done left. There's nobody there. What are you doing? You know?
Is she a career 130?
Yo, she been
Yeah,
there
more or less.
she been 22. She been there since
Yeah.
22. Like,
Really,
God
really,
damn.
Herb. She been there like most of her career. She has been there. She might have fluctuated in weight, 1 or 2 times, but it's like, fam, it's obvious. There ain't nothing going on out here. Like, there's nothing there.
Nah.
So what is the
Yeah,
point in staying there?
Side quest?
I don't even know, and I still love her. I still want her to do well, She's still one of the
Same
best
here.
sport. But it's shit that I can't defend that shit. Like, nah, look at Two-Tone. Two-Tone going crazy out here. They cooking his ass because you trying to be the you trying to be the not cause Alycia must the energy. Must the energy. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about, fam? I love Alycia. I love Alycia. But yeah, you need to fight Carolyn. Like, how is that not the move? When you have a rival in this industry, that is a blessing in disguise. There's a lot of great fights in this sport for the women that they happen, and they was amazing, but nobody fucking saw them, right? Like when Hannah Gabriel's got knocked out by the Dominican girl, nobody seen that shit. She knocked that bitch out in 2 rounds. It was a great fight. Hannah comes back in a rematch, wins the fucking rematch, right? It's a million fights like that. Whereas you got what they didn't have. Everybody's watching this shit on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. Sky Sports, ESPN, Brits, Americans, perverts, bitches, right? Everybody's on board. You lucky you have that situation because there have been so many fights where there was no audience. And they were great fights. Maybe some better than this one. But, so she need to do what she need to do, man. I can't.
We just letting perverts slide.
Yeah, we got to let the perverts slide, bro. And yeah, and that's where it's at. And what about Michaela? That rematch with Michaela, that's another one. And it's like, how did you not do that? If you felt, because this is what she said yesterday, or at least what I saw yesterday, you felt that your fight with Michaela was bigger, and that really pushed the card more than Shields versus Marshall, then why didn't you do a rematch? That would have been more money. Sky would have paid for it. Sky was still on board. They would have paid for it, right? And fighters move crazy, man. Fighters just move crazy, Over the fucking Conor Benn, the fucking free agent, you free to get your ass beat, bro. I don't even like Ryan, and he will fuck you up. You and that ugly ass blonde hair, bro. He will fuck you up.
That's why I brought up Teofimo, because up until last weekend, there was talk about them fighting, but now that Conor Benn, sucked ass in his last fight, that's the fight to make.
I mean, with the Ryan thing, it's about the WBC title, basically. That's the lure and that's the appeal of that. Because before it became about Ryan, it was about Mario Barrios, like it was about fighting for the BC because the BC ranked him at #1. This motherfucker ain't fought there in like 4 years, but he's the #1 welterweight in the world to the WBC. So that's the tie that binds, that keeps those names together. But look, I don't even like Ryan, man. Ryan will fuck him up. Straight up. Yeah, he'll fuck you up. I don't think it's nobody in that division that you could beat because Ryan is a bitch and gay, but he will still beat you. He's a bitch. You don't beat Devin. You don't beat Ryan. I used to think if he could stay on form, the main reason for it is the power is not there. Your boxing was never on par with those guys. Your boxing, your fundamentals, they were never on par with those fighters. But what you had was, I'm explosive and I hit hard. And on that premise, you could have, okay, maybe if you jump at Devin, who hits like a bitch, is also gay. Maybe if you come at him hard and fast, you could get him. But now, Brody, if you can't get rid of Prograde, yeah, what the fuck are we doing? The fuck we doing, yo?
But what if he comes at Devin thick and veiny?
It's
Well,
not gonna
yo,
be enough because then he got a chode. That's like an Indian dick. Like, yeah, it's fat, but the shit like is not long. You gotta fuck him hard and fast, bro. Come on.
Brian Norman, Brian Norman's back in May.
Yeah, that's when they said a few months ago. I want to say that he would come back in May. Brian Norman is an interesting character in the welterweight division because he still services, if nothing else, as an acid test for other fighters. Can you do to him what Devin did to him? You know, he's a former champion. People know him. He kind of sounds like T.I., right? Like I would love Brian Norman, Teofimo Lopez. I would love that. Like, yeah, that's a good fight. That's a good fight.
I
Shout out
want
to
Norman.
Mr. T. Rolly puts Conroy in the crane straight up. Yeah, even Rolly.
Yeah,
Does anybody think Conor Benn could beat Rolly?
Conor Benn only had like 20 amateur fights. When I found that out yesterday, I said, "Oh, get him out of here. Get him up." That's
Yeah,
just what he got. No
yeah,
amateur
My
experience.
I got a 93-year-old granny. I think she's a good decision over Ben.
yeah. Split
Hmm.
decision. Yeah, but it has to be. But it has to be in Ireland. It has to be. She gets the split decision in Ireland. He's not long for the sport of boxing, fellas. Is what I
No.
see. He's not. I don't think that Conor Benn is gonna be in this sport as long as Chris, because he made more money than Chris did faster. You see that Chris.
Mhm.
Remember, Chris been around for a minute, but he didn't really get money like that until later on. You know, you got beat by Billy Joe Saunders, bro. Like, and then you got beat by George Groves. You know,
Mhm.
and then you got beat by Liam Smith. You know, like
He's
you
not
wasn't
it.
getting. You're not
He's
it.
not
Because
it.
look, you can make it with that many amateur fights, but if there's nothing special about you, you're not gonna make it. Like Julian Jackson, for instance, that many fights, it was something
Yeah.
special about him that got
Yeah,
him two
because
world titles. There's nothing special about Ben. Gonna get him no,
the
get him nothing.
the Gassiev guy at cruiserweight, you know the dude Herb that he got the T-Rex arms. He looked like Fred Flintstone. Gassiev, he used to be unified cruiserweight champion. Usyk fought him. That dude didn't have
Oh
no amateur fights. That dude didn't have no
wow!
amateur fights. But it's like you said, he had some shit to him. What did he have? He hits like a fucking truck. He's like a fucking truck. The dude is strong as hell.
Isn't Murat Garcia over
Hey,
there
Jules, do
heavyweight
you
now?
think Conroy would struggle with Rolly?
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Country, no bullshit, no cap, no gas, no jokes. I think Rolly would knock him out.
Mhm.
Shit,
Yeah.
I seen on Saturday. Prograde caught him with a shot. It was a left. Conor was coming in. There's no protection. Conor's coming in, move, and he literally buckled like that. Like, yo, if Rolly hit him like that, bro, if you can't
Yeah,
stay
Rolly
out
got
of the
that
way of,
retard strength.
got that retard strength, bro. He got that Malox. He got that Malander, bro. Gonna fix him, fix his motherfucking shit, you know? And the bell tolls for Conor. I do not believe that Conor, especially with the way that he's moving, I don't believe he's gonna be in the sport of boxing all that long. I don't, because there's no way for you to make it work. You're not the guy who's going to stay around being a gatekeeper because you don't have an alternative. You know, a lot of the time, the gatekeepers and the journeymen, they lose and they keep fighting, but that's because they don't have a choice. They don't make but so much money. You just made 15 mil. That's not counting what you already made with Chris in those two fights. So you're looking for another big one, but I don't think Conor's still going to be in this sport 4 years from now, maybe even 3 years
Yeah.
from now. I don't think he
He's
is.
Yeah.
he's
No,
here
yeah,
for
but how much do you think he spent on hair products and leather jackets, bro?
About 14 million out of the 15.
That's all I'm saying, way.
you don't
He's
yeah, that's not gonna catch up like fucking cars and
He's gonna end up like
watches.
Mayweather, bro.
Nah.
you see
Yeah.
the first thing that he did. No, you're right though, because the first thing that he did, they said it. What was it, Sunday or Sunday or Monday? They showed that he had already bought two supercars, and yo, my blood pressure goes up whenever I see like you fucking idiot, bro. What Why, bro? For what?
Because
For
he's a
who?
fucking dumbass, bro.
You a fucking dog. I would have motherfucking Elon Musk money, and you know what I'm doing? Uber, motherfucker. Uber. Like
Not even
Elon
that,
Musk.
You're
bro. Like
still
for a
gonna, yeah, you're still gonna
supercar,
shop
bro.
at Aldi's
Because
if
for a
if
supercar,
you
bro,
work with
I'm
them.
buying a regular ass car and I'm souping it up. Like, why the
No,
fuck? Like,
not
cause that's
even.
the fun
No,
part.
no, I'm not dealing with it. I'm fucking Mr. Burns, bro. Like, yeah, drive me around, motherfucker. I'm Mr. Burns. You know, I need a Smithers. Shit, I'm a fucking hire fucking real talk at Smithers. Smithers, drive me to the motherfucking Aldi. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
gonna be Smithers, bro. Yo, I just remembered real
Nah,
talk
nigga, you
name
don't
is
want me
Mark.
driving. I drive fast.
Real talk name
Your
is
ass
Mark,
gonna, your
yo.
ass
What's
gonna
the
be
name?
in the back seat, fucking running side to side, all bruised up and shit. With your old ass.
Shut your ass up, Mark. I just remember his name is Mark. Shout out to Mark. But yeah, like
You
honest to
fucking
God,
bitch.
because the
Fucking
supercars
bitch.
thing,
Damn, you a Mark?
he's Mark ass Booster.
He's a
Why the
Mark.
fuck you
He's a
gotta
Mark.
start the
He's
shit?
a Mark ass buster.
Blame Mr.
I'm gonna
T.
fuck, I'll
Blame
fuck
Mr.
all
T.
y'all up, then.
Blame Mr.
Mark ass
T.
buster.
Mr. T should have never said that shit because I never would have known. Mr. T the one that gave that shit away. Fuck Mark, bro. Shout
Hey,
out to Mark.
Mark.
Zmoofa did Matchroom a favor by signing Conor. I mean, look,
Yes and
we
no.
know yes and no because they were gonna make Brim. I agree with this. They were gonna make money with him. In fairness, they were gonna make money with Conor, and they probably would have put him in more favorable situations than what he's dealing with now. So the thing is, I can't knock him for being trash, right? Remember, the dude is trash. So for a dude that's trash to make 15 mil, that was smart. You wasn't gonna make that shit the regular way. You wasn't. You wasn't kind of bent. You wasn't gonna make that the regular way. So that's why I keep saying it's not taking the money. It's not taking the money. It's how you went about it. That's the problem. It's not taking the money. You were actually smart to take the money because we don't know if you were going to beat Ryan. Say you don't fight Regis Prograis, you get a straight shot to Ryan Garcia and the WBC title. One,
Eat your ass.
we don't know that you would have got 15 mil from that fight. We don't know that. We don't know that. You might have got 5 or 6, but we don't know that you would have got 15 flat like that. Nah, we don't know that. And two, I mean, like I could say we don't know if you would have won, but it looks like you would have lost straight up, and you
Yeah.
still gonna lose.
Is he ranked? Is he ranked in the WBC anywhere?
He's ranked at number 1.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Not even
Money
close to
pays.
147.
Number one
That
is
is
what?
wild, dude.
He ain't
Number
fought there in
one?
4
How?
years. He's not. He ain't fought there in 4 years. He's number 1.
He,
Number
he,
1
he
in the
hasn't fought a
division.
140. But the last 47 fight was Dobson, or was it before that?
No, Dobson was at junior middleweight.
It was.
That
It
was
was at 154, wasn't it?
154.
Yep.
Dude ain't made that weight
Wow.
in 4 years, bro. I'm like, how is he number 1? He ain't even. And that's why the shit a joke, and that's why that whole Ali act, right? Motherfuckers don't like the revival act. This is the goofy shit y'all defending. Sanctioning bodies ranking a fighter at number 1 ahead of all these other fighters, ahead of all of them that have been in the division for no other reason than he's popular. This is the
Yep.
bullshit y'all defending. This is what y'all defend.
Yeah.
This system.
Queef Thurman.
Hey,
I got
did
a
you hear?
question.
Did you hear about my man getting back in the ring?
Who? Brian Gore-Tex in May.
Yeah, he's facing a low rank opponent, but they tried to fight Rocha, but Rocha said no.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I said that he remains an interesting character in the sport. He still does. Like, yeah, you lost 1 fight, but who fucking cares, bro? Teofimo lost 2 of them bitches. Rolly done been knocked out a few times, right? Like, I want to see him versus Teofimo. I don't know that we're gonna get that because Teofimo looked like he's going to Zmufa, where Brian is still at top rank. But yeah, Brian is still a serviceable fighter. Like, for example, if they told you Brian Norman versus Stanionis, sign me up. Yeah, I'll watch that shit. Brian
Tio
Norman
was
versus
not going to fight Norman at all, even if everything was lined up perfectly. He already had the opportunity. As soon as he found out it was Norman instead of Rocha, not Rocha, but Norman instead of Centennial, he went a different direction.
he gonna end up fighting that Puerto Rican that used to be on top rank. What's his name? Hammerhands, Julian Hammerhands Rodriguez. That he's at Zmufa. I think that's who he's gonna end up fighting. That's who I think he's gonna end up fighting.
Hey,
Maybe
Drew.
That's a
Hitchens,
decent landing.
right?
Hey, Drew, what
Get
the fuck is Nico Ali Washburn? What was he talking about?
he made up an organization comprised of Oscar De La Hoya, Mauricio Suleiman, and some ex-MMA fighter, and they're basically against the Revival Act. So they're gonna go and speak in front of Congress and say a bunch of dumb fucking shit, right? Because they don't want the Revival Act. And the whole perspective is simple. They do not want the formation of UBOs. They are against it. His pitch is, oh yeah, you know, they're saying that they're giving fighters a choice, but 10 years from now, you never know. They might try to monopolize the sport. And I'm thinking, yo, Floyd Mayweather just got robbed for 300 mil, Nico. For 300 mil, Nico. That man is 49 years old out here. He got to unretire, right? Where the fuck was the Ali Act for him? What fucking good did it do? Because I'm like, y'all acting like it was fucking unicorns and
What the fuck is
Tinkerbell.
Nico there for?
Listen,
He
listen.
just need yo, my dude. He just need a reason to keep bringing up that he Ali grandson.
Yeah, I
Everybody
got
know
him.
that shit.
I told you, Drew.
What the fuck?
Damn.
What fucking
Drew.
credentials does this nigga have? What, because Ali fucked your grandma?
I got him.
Go ahead, Herb.
Remember, I told you I know his family, right? I'm gonna tear his ass up. He's gonna be red in the face when I finish with him. Tear his ass up.
Telling you, like he don't. I think it's that, and Robert Garcia said this. He said this about 2 days ago. It was either yesterday or the day before on Boxing Scene when he's talking to the guys. The only people that could be against this legislation are people that don't know what the fuck it is. That's the only. They're like, how why would you be against them telling the sanctioning bodies, no, you don't get to have 4 belts in one weight class. No more of that, right? Why would that be a bad thing? Why would it be a bad thing that they raise the national average for a round for these, you know, for fighters that fight on the chicken gizzard circuit? They're raising the national average. They're going to make more money. And why would you care so much about UBOs when you have the option to not sign to one? You don't want to fight for Zuffa? Don't fucking fight for Zuffa. Let the WBC jerk you, because that's what it is. Y'all pretending that Zuffa are the ones jerking fighters. No, y'all the ones jerking fighters. Y'all the ones jerking fighters.
The fact that Oscar and Mauricio are involved from day one already tells you how fucked it is. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Nico is just looking for a way to keep living off his granddaddy name. Like, I'm the grandson of Muhammad Ali, and I'm against this. But you know what's your auntie. I don't know if that's your mama or your auntie. Rashida is on board for the Revival Act. One of Muhammad Ali wives is on board for that shit. I don't know which one, but one of them is on board for that shit. So, you know what I mean? The whole, I'm connected to Ali, so what? So fucking what? You can't fight.
I'm gonna get a punch right in the face.
Motherfucker. He's just a dummy. And Oscar and Mauricio's perspective, what it really is they reserve the right to be the ones that screw the fighters. It's not about protecting fighters. Like, don't believe that, because it's not about that. It's not about protecting fighters and looking out for fighters. It's about, I want to be the one that fucks them over. That's
only
what it
I
is.
can screw people over.
Exactly. Because Dana White could be cheap. He could be cheap. Yeah, we could say that. He could be cheap. He could be an asshole, right? He could be a lot of things. But they went through things through the proper channels. They did things the right way. And what you mad at is they friends is more powerful than your friends. But they not fucking nobody over there. Like, nah, they just gave Conor Benn 15 mil. Who's getting fucked over? They just gave Conor Benn 15 mil. Edgar over there, Hitchens over there, not Chris Billum Smith over there. And what you think? That all these guys is going over there because the money's short? No, the money not short. Y'all can't lean on that narrative anymore. You notice that they stopped talking about that. Oh, the fighters is not money. They're going to get money. Yeah, because you see that your fighters is getting paid over there, bro. They get money over there. They get money over there. So that narrative ain't going to work.
By all those fighters going over there, those guys are losing sanctioning fees and all that shit,
there
too.
You go. Exactly. Your pool of people to screw over that comprises the baseline for what you get in a division and these divisions, right? You know, it's like it's two things working against the World Boxing Council. It's the Revival Act limiting how many belts you can have in circulation, which is going to hit you in the pocket. But it's also that Zuffa is absorbing a lot of fighters that now, well, they're not going to pay you nothing. Now, yeah, because why should they pay you? You got guys paying you for a rank that is not going to lead to nothing. Yeah, yo, I'm 53 in the WBC. Yeah, yo, I'm ranked at 25. Well, good fucking luck getting the title shot, but they'll collect their sanctioning fees, though. Yeah, I'm ranked at 25 in the WBC, giving y'all 3% of my purse that I can't afford, but I'm giving y'all that.
Look at the audacity with the WBC demanding that fucking Crawford pay them, you know what, 300,000 or some shit,
right?
You know?
And Shakur.
Yeah. Like,
for a fight that's not even in y'all fucking division. For a fight that's not even in y'all, he didn't hold no WBC title at 140. That shit is a racket. And that's why I get sick of these fake ass activist motherfuckers. Like, stop talking about fighters getting jerked. Fighters get jerked in front of you all the time. You don't bat a fucking eyelash. You just don't like Dana. And the only reason that you don't like Dana, not that I like Dana, but the only reason you don't like Dana is because you're fucking retarded and somebody told you not to like him. You didn't even think about it. You don't have an independent thought in your pea-sized brain. You don't know nothing about that shit. That legislation, what they trying to do has been out for months, that literature. You just too fucking lazy to read it. So stop acting like you looking out for somebody. You fucking Democrat. Fucking hate Democrats. Shit is crazy out here. You know? But yeah, you know, so there's that. I wonder the fuck is Edgar gonna do over there? I wonder about that. Like, I'm thinking that they're gonna make a special exception for Edgar because it doesn't look like he's going to light heavyweight, nor should he, because he's gonna get his ass beat. Like Radavalle beats him, Vazdik beat, like they all fuck you up. But I get the impression that maybe they will make a play for the Caleb Plant fight because outside of that, I can't really imagine what you're going to do with that guy. You know, with Edgar, guy wants a lot of money, doesn't want to take a risk. It's not a lot of safe fights for a guy like you, bro. It ain't.
Maybe they'll manufacture a belt, have him fight a tomato can, and then he'll throw a victory parade afterwards.
Nah, because they're not gonna. Nah, because we talked about that. It doesn't help their brand at all for him to hold any version of their title. It would hurt their brand, country, because people are gonna look at it and say, people know Edgar don't win a belt from nobody USA at 168. Like, you don't beat nobody. So if you get the Zmuffa belt, yo, the Zmuffa belt ain't shit. Look, Edgar got that shit. Fuck Edgar he got that shit. That belt don't mean shit. Shout out to my man, Mr. Calderon. For real, he gonna be in East Harlem with that shit. Look, I got this Zmuffa belt. Right, he gonna be in that mirror that be on the corner, so motherfuckers don't steal you. I got that Zmuffa. You know what I'm saying? I got that Zmuffa.
Bro, if it was in a pawn shop in the fucking Bronx, that shit would not move, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I might buy that shit. If it's like under $100, I might cop that shit. Shout out to Mr. Calderon, Jules and Panel. I did the thing. Shout out to my man, Mr. Calderon. I got married on Saturday. And been hanging out with the wife.
Oh yeah.
Up country shit.
Hey, congratulations on your funeral cake.
I saw Conor and Fury both underperform on the rewatch. I agree that Conor underperformed. I agree with that, but I don't think Fury underperformed, and I stand on that. Like, nah, I don't think Fury looked like Fury be looking. He looked like Fury. That's how he be looking. Look, even like Wilder is a guy that he dominated, and that is the memory that most people have in their minds. But when you think about the other fights, like, did he dominate Otto Verleen? No. Did he dominate Derek Chisora when they first fought? Did he dominate that fight? No. Did he duck Ustinov? Yes. Did he duck Pulev? Yes. Did he? And there's another guy that he ducked. Did you arguably lose to John McDermott? In other words, the Fury that I saw Saturday is the Tyson Fury that I've been seeing. And what I saw, he still has it. Y'all know I don't like him. I don't like Fury. I don't even like the way you fight. But He still has it. He does. We could say that. He still has it. So country's gonna put like $100 on him. He's gonna put $100 on him.
What? You mean you don't like hearing him say you big dosser?
You big
Yeah,
dosser.
his knees is gone. I seen him jogging. He was
Get
doing an old
off.
man.
They are, but they are. And it's the way that he's built is a big part of the reason. Most of the weight on him is in the trunk, and he doesn't have big quads. He doesn't have big calves. So all that weight bearing down on them thin ass legs, them knees, them ankles, you could see that it's catching up. But he's still got enough that he beats a lot of guys. Like, yeah, he still beats a lot of guys. Like, no, I don't think Talma might knock his ass out. But other than that, like, yeah, he'll be all right.
Tama destroys him. He better stay the hell away from Tama, dude.
Shout out to Big Old Dog. Shout out to Big Old Dog. Is it just me, or does Zuffa already have a better roster than if
Oh
if
yeah,
you really
of course
think,
they do.
yeah, like if you really think about it, they got Berlanga, they got Hitchens, they got Chris Billum Smith, they got Jayo Pataya, right? They got Brandon Reed. You gotta watch some Brandon Reed fights, bro. Shout out to
All right,
Brandon Reed.
question: Who does Oscar really got? I mean, come on.
No, he got like 3 people. If we're honest,
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
He's got like 3 people, bro.
And a list of tomato cans for Mexico. I mean, like, nah.
I mean, my favorite fighter that he has is not a guy. It's Gabby. Out of the whole Golden Boy roster, my favorite fighter that's over there, 1 in a million, is Gabby. I've never been bored watching her fight. I don't give a shit about
Golden Boy's best guy is a chick.
Is a Bush. Gabby's Bush. So you got
You're going
Gabby.
to fucking hell, bro.
I didn't start that shit. That was Undefeated that started that shit because he's really horny one day. They got Gabby, Ryan. I don't really know if we could Zurdo. No. They got at least five really world level fighters. They got about 5 because they got Gabby, Ryan. They got Gabby, Ryan, Oscar Collazo, the Puerto Rican, the little dude that he wear the hat. You got Oscar Collazo. They got Zurdo, and then like Virgil. Like I don't know if
y'all gonna let this guy call Ryan world level.
Jules Collazo was the guy with 2 belts in one day.
Yeah. So he's a unified champion, and he's a good fighter at that. Like if you watched him, he's a really good fighter. It's just that because people don't watch his division, he don't really get that love that Bam get, that Inoue get. Like they don't even know his division like that to know who he should be fighting. But Collazo is actually a good fighter, a very good fighter. I personally think he would be better off at MVP because they big on the Puerto Rocks at MVP. So, and like it makes sense. Amanda over there, Collazo should go over there, but it is what it is. But they got 5 people, basically 5. Gabby, Ryan, Oscar Collazo, Zurdo Ramirez was probably about to lose, and we'll get into that. Probably about to lose. And arguably Virgil, because Virgil, you ain't been able to leave, and it looks like you're not gonna be able to leave. It did not. Your whole thing was they don't have a network, so I get to leave. Well, they got a network now, bro. They got a network. That was your whole angle to break the deal, is they don't got a network for me to fight, so I'm up out of here. Well, they got one now. They got a deal. You got to stay, bro. You got to wear Oscar's cock ring, bro. It is what it is. Drew's excited. He's in LA jerking off.
No, that's what I was saying. You better start sucking dick, Virgil.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but can we get into that Zurdo and Benavidez thing real quick? Because
good.
I'm honestly picking Zurdo's boxing and durability over Benavidez's speed that supposedly he's gonna have when he goes up 25 more pounds, and his power, because Benavidez doesn't have power.
I mean, I hear you, but he did beat the shit out of fucking Yard, bro. He fucked him up, bro. He fucked him up. My whole
thing about Anthony Yard.
Yeah, like you see.
Oh, hold on, let me go call my mom real quick because it's not like she ever got fucking stopped before.
I'm just saying, I didn't think it was gonna be so sudden and so quick. Like he got him out of there real fucking fast. Who's that? Nurseray. Who's Nurseray? Who is Nurseray? Speak. Or they go Junior. Who is Nurseray? I'm gonna keep the
You
fucking
gonna show us
thumbnail
your
up.
dick?
Yeah, in case they try for some gay shit. Nurseray. He don't want to talk, so he about to get kicked out. Junior, what it do?
That was good, man. Oh, that's my other account, my other YouTube. I fucking joined off the wrong one. My bad.
I dig it. I
No,
thought you was gonna.
Nurseray.
I thought you was a homosexual Democrats. Is what I
Oh,
thought. That you was a homosexual.
fuck.
Thought you was a
Fuck no.
homosexual Democrats trying to homosexual me and shit, bro. But I still got David winning that fight. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. Real talk. I'll be happy to be wrong about that fight. But I'm still leaning towards David to win that fight. I think.
No,
he's gonna win
it's
that
like
fight.
I say, picking David, it's a win-win situation. Either you're right and you win, or you're wrong and we all win.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
all
Well,
fucking win.
David ain't no devastating power puncher. I mean, he's got some power, but not like he's not devastating. I mean, he's a volume puncher.
Well, it wasn't the power that sold me, country. It's the speed is the reason I picked him. That he does in the pocket, he does put them together faster than Zurdo. Now I could be wrong because Zurdo's never been down. He's never been out. He's never been down. He has just as much, if not more, experience than you. His quality of competition is arguably better than yours, right?
Well, in
Right?
boxing, they say speed equals power, but then timing also defeats speed. So
you telling me that for
Well,
what? Though?
don't forget the aspect. This is PBC groomed versus top rank groomed también.
That is true. That is true. That is,
When
and
given.
I've been saying that this is not really PBC versus Golden Boy, because Golden Boy are not the ones who developed Zurdo. He didn't come up under them. By the time you went to them, you was already kind of a finished product. By the time you went to them, you really a top rank fighter in country. We all know what happens when PBC fighters fight top rank fighters. We know what
I
happens.
sure do. But I said
Right.
that to say this: do you think Zurdo can deal with Benavidez' speed and time him, or do you think he gets overwhelmed?
The evidence, if you're just gonna go off of evidence and what the fights have shown us, if you're gonna go off of that, you would have to say that Zurdo can. If you're not gonna go off of gut feelings, country, if you're gonna say, has Zurdo exhibited the ability to deal with a guy like this? Yes, he has. Benavidez is not gonna do nothing that Chris Billum Smith didn't try to do. What does Chris Billum Smith try to do? Crash the pocket, throw combinations. What does Arsene Goulamarian do? Crash the pocket, throw combinations. Oh yeah, Zurdo already seen that before. The only thing that makes David a little bit different is that you're faster than they are. Go ahead, Herb.
But I only watched one Zoro fight my whole life. But then you guys say he went through like a transition of styles.
Yeah, he did. He used to be a slower David Benavidez. He used to be a slower David. He used to be a pressure guy. And the fight that you want to watch, because you don't got to watch a bunch of them. You want to watch the Goulamarian fight. You want to watch the CBS fight. Those are the two fights you want to watch, that you want to study, because that's how he fights now. He doesn't just sit in the pocket and throw combinations anymore. He could do that when he needs to, but he doesn't have to do that anymore. Now he's on his toes, jabbing, circling away, using the ring, walking you into shit. And you got to look at those fights and imagine, while you're watching them, imagine that it's David in there. What is David going to do about the jab? What is David going to do about the movement? Whose way of fighting wins the day? And like I said, I'm leaning towards David. I am leaning towards him off a gut feeling. But if the question is, has Zurdo exhibited the ability to deal with this style? Yes, more than once. You want to get more than once.
One thing you got to look at is when CBS tried to crash the pocket and out muscle him on the inside. Zurdo was very calculative in trying to time his attacks. Like, he wasn't wasting his punches. He already got a durable chin, and he's got a good high guard. So when he's in the inside, he's timing your swings and then capitalizing on it by landing to the body and getting you out of there.
Ben tack on the intangibles that Zurdo has been at this weight long enough that he's a cruiserweight, bro. He's been up here for what, 4 fights. He had the
Yeah.
fight with Joe. He had the fight with Joe Smith, country, right? Had the fight with Joe
Yep.
Smith. That was
Yep.
that was a cruiserweight fight, even though they like heavyweights. He fought Arsene Goulamarian. He fought CBS. Then he fought Dorticos, the Cuban. Remember the Cuban country with the long ass arms that he hit
Yep.
hard?
Sure do.
He got
Yep.
4 fights. Like, yeah, he's at this point, he is a cruiserweight. And if you saw them next to each other, he's noticeably bigger than David. I didn't
And you're basing
realize it.
David's speed off of fights he had at 175 with.
Yeah, I am. You're right though. I am. But
This is a short
I'm
list.
because look at Richard Riakporhe on Saturday. Richard, that was a heavyweight fight, right? But he was fast. You see what I mean? Because he was a cruiserweight that moved up. He has some snap. I'm thinking, yeah, it might be that way for David. He might be a little bit quick. We don't actually know how he's going to carry the weight. In fairness, that is an intangible. We don't know if he's going to be as fast as a cruiser as he's been in other divisions. We don't know if his engine is going to hold up. That's the other. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things we don't know about David going into this fight. But I'm leaning towards him because of what Real Talk said. It's a win-win. If he wins, then I was right. If he loses, then Mirage is a homo. So everybody wins, bro. Shout out to Mr. Calderon. Jules, who would make adjustments better, David or Zurdo? Honestly, Mr. Calderon, from what we've seen, you would have to give that to Zurdo. Zurdo has shown the ability to change his style. David is still doing now what he's always done. You still fighting the same way you were fighting years ago. Nothing is different. That you're big, you mow down guys and throw combinations. There's nothing spectacular about the way he fights. It's all based in size. So I would say the guy who's shown more adjustments, and it's established, it is Zurdo. Like, yeah, Zurdo used to fight just like you, David. Then he got with Julian Chua and Malik Scotch, and they turned him into more of a boxer. You know?
Yeah, an inside boxer.
Now I gotta pee, and I might jerk off a little bit after that. Virtuoso, take it
Fuck
away.
do I have to hear that for? God.
Because he's an undercover homo.
I don't know the nigga's undercover.
Yeah. But yeah, that should be a good ass fight. I think I got Zurdo on this one. You know, I might be wrong. But
It's an intriguing fight, you know. I mean, I want to see, you know, what they can do, and like we were saying, who's able to make the better adjustments, and how that's going to turn out. I mean, it's intriguing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm thinking about putting money on Bomi this Friday. I'm just not convinced, you know, that AB is like really serious about going up in weight, which is why he's taking on a common opponent of Caroline. But why, you know, and why for 3 minutes? It's like she's playing with fire.
Oh, she's going 3-minute rounds.
Yes.
With
a pressure fighter, and just like, yo, she got. If she loses, she got to get rid of Derek if she tries to continue, or else go to WWE.
Wait, has Bomi Rishin gone 3-minute rounds too, or no?
No, but I think this is an interesting test for Alycia more than Bomi Ray, you know, because again, I still don't understand why would you take on, if you're not fighting Caroline, why would you take on a common opponent, especially one that made her look, you know, kind of vulnerable in the later rounds because of gas tank issues. I'm thinking about doing that right now.
Here's the bad part about that, bro.
Okay.
What do you call it? Duballs is really, really like, she's very limited from what I thought her last fight. She's like very limited. And with AB,
yeah, because Alycia has gas tank issues, doesn't she?
With AB, she's not really limited. It's just she.
So I mean, like, unless she's doing well, if the fight starts going into later rounds, she could maybe be in some hot water.
Yeah, and then honestly, I think Derek James is like a highly overrated trainer, bro. Like all his credentials are based off of what he did at PBC, and we all know how favorable the matchups were over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, speaking of which, yo, I just saw Spence recently, yo, he cut off the fucking dreads. I guess he's serious about, making this comeback.
He's looking like the old Spence.
We'll see.
At
Once
least
he
in
once he gets in the ring.
Yeah, that's why I said at least in appearance.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta see what he looks like in the ring, man.
Yeah. He's got to prove Robert Garcia wrong.
Tim Tszyu might stop him just because of the activity. Spencer just has
You're
a
not wrong
monologue.
there. You're not wrong there. That could be a problem, man. You don't just get up out of bed, you don't just get back in the ring after 3 years of inactivity and just looking like yourself, before that.
No,
That's
certainly not.
And the bad part about it, he's not facing some bum. I mean, Tim Tszyu's only looked bad against really top elite fighters.
So who is AJ actually fighting next? Is he gonna fight Wilder or is he fighting somebody else?
I don't know. But I wish it would be Wilder because I do consider him a tune-up still.
I know, right? Especially after the way he twirled after Zhang popped him one with that left, and he went twirling around.
It's the balance of form that he has that's like, yeah, man, you still baby leg, bro. Like, if look, man, he looks like a fucking his upper body. It looks like it's being held up by stilts.
Right.
Like, yeah. You get one in, and it's like exactly. He stumbles, and it's like, yo, I feel like if AJ just cracks him, yo, his fucking knees are gonna explode. Fuck.
Yeah, you know what? Wilder's probably just sticking around for that extra payday. He's probably still kicking himself for not taking that original offer or deal with the AJ fight way back when. He should have. I mean, win, lose, or draw, even if your career's fucked, 100 million, 120, dude, that's a staggering amount of money. I would have took that. I wouldn't have given a shit what my team said or nothing. I'd have been like, fuck yeah, give me that.
Yeah.
What you talking about? What you talking about, country? What you talking about?
Wilder, when he turning down the AJ fight a long time ago. I mean, 100 million, 120, I would have fucking said, fuck all you, I'm taking it.
Well, the bad part about it is,
that's a staggering amount of money, man. Nobody gets offered that usually in boxing.
Yeah, but you understand though. Everyone PBC is a bunch of morons though. Like they're all dumb. Like they all got convinced Al Heyman was some genie or whatever.
You can't hear Junior country. He was talking while you was talking.
I can't hear him at all.
Yeah, he's talking while you was talking. What I was gonna say was that's when Al had everybody under that spell that I'm gonna do for you. Why would so many fighters listen to one guy, right? Why? Because they all thought he was going to turn them into Floyd. They all thought that a quote. There's a quote. There's a quote. You had to have been paying attention to the story at the time. There was a quote from Al Heyman, who was in the meeting with John Skipper, DAZN, the money, all the bullshit. And the quote was, 100 million. That's Mayweather's camp money. That's what he told Wilder. He leans in, he tells him, yo, that ain't nothing. That's Mayweather's camp money. You convince, and it's what I thought. Like, yeah, you go to all these guys and you bring up Floyd when you're not the reason that Floyd made all this money. You bought out his contract, that helped, but you're not Golden Boy is more the reason that he made money than you are. Because when he leaves Top Rank, where did he go? Golden Boy. What's the fight that launched Money May? Oscar. What's the only other fight besides shut up? What's the only other fight besides Manny that was a really, really big fight that it made a lot of money, sold a lot of pay-per-views? Canelo. 2.4, I believe it was. 2.4. They say that he did $1 million with Guerrero, and I've really questioned that shit. Like, 1 million people bought that shit. Go ahead. I could believe the $1 million for Mosley because Mosley had just beat Margarito. I could believe you did good with Marquez because you was coming off a long hiatus. People wanted to see you come back, and Marquez was known for fighting Manny. I could see you making money with them. I could see you making money with Cotto. But the idea that you sold $1 million with Guerrero, there was rumors at that time. These are not new rumors that fucking fight flopped. That Showtime gave this asshole 50 mil, right? They was giving him crazy money, and that fight didn't cover it. Fast forward, Les Moonves, he starts bitching, yo, the only fight I'm paying for is the Pacquiao fight. That's the only one. We not doing this.
Joe, should I jump out and jump back in, or should Junior?
Yeah, Junior, jump out and jump back in because country's older than you. Mr. Calderon said, oh, wait, I read that already.
Yeah. So just to transition to what you were saying about that, how Heyman spelled. Sean Tell and Steven, you lost me some Brett Edwards. You can't be serious about talking about this man. Like, yo, he still has to fucking like juice. Like, no, he doesn't, bro. Like Al Heyman has a diminished influence in the sport, and so does Floyd. You're like, oh, they came out to see him and only him. No, because opponents matter. It matters who the fuck you fought. That's why this fights we're celebrating.
If it was just about him, why did his fight with Berto not sell nothing? I've been saying it, and people gonna think what they gonna think. I don't really give a fuck. I'm 43. The reality is a lot of people didn't like Floyd. A lot of people didn't like Floyd. Some of them was racist. Some of them didn't like him because he's a black man. Other people didn't like him because he hits women. Other people didn't like him because he fights like a coward. There's a long list of people that did not like Floyd. There were a lot of people that weren't paying for Floyd. Some of them were paying for Cotto. Why you think Cotto could lose to Floyd, lose to Margarito, turn around, fight Canelo, and sell 900,000 pay-per-views? Right? If it's just about Floyd, how is it that two guys that he beat, they get together, they sell damn near 1 million pay-per-views? All those people was not paying to see Floyd.
You think Floyd gonna file? You think Floyd gonna file for bankruptcy?
He may have to. Don't you could look at the amount of debts that he has. You can look at the amount of debts that he has. This purse don't look like it's gonna cover all that shit. If you owe the IRS 7, you owe the jeweler in Miami 1, then you owe another jeweler 3, you owe the jet company motherfucking, what is it? 100,000. You owe the condo in New York 300,000, right? It's like, yo, it look like that shit about to eat up your purse. Because look, I don't know what Netflix is giving him for that. I don't know what they're giving him, but if it's 20, let's call it 20. Remember, out of that 20, yo, a lot of that got to go to taxes. Off top, you're not going home with. If it's 20, you're not going home with 20. What you gonna go home with? 15, right? Probably like 15. All right, well, 7 out there, 15. That don't really leave you with a whole lot, and that's just the 7 for the IRS. Not counting the taxes that you got to pay on that. The taxes you already owe. That's 7 right there. Bing. Then you owe the guy in Miami 3, the other jeweler 1. These guys 100,000. Those guys 300,000. Those is just the ones I can remember because he owes more people more money than that. And remember, he took advances on that money already. He took 3.
For Jules, that's all part of an act, according to Paulie.
Right? It's just motherfuckers don't want to believe. Motherfuckers don't want to believe that, Floyd fooled y'all. Y'all really thought he was this fucking pinky in the brain ass motherfucker. Like, nah, that dude is a dummy. But you could see that he was a dummy. What you doing with that? You got that whole thing of cars in your garage, You don't even drive them shits. You fucked off all this money for some cars you don't even drive no more. Jewels, watches, to impress. You're Floyd. We already know you got money. You don't got to get a watch to impress nobody. You're Floyd. The dude is a dickhead, bro. Dude is a dickhead, straight up.
18 million for a watch. Who does that?
Who does that? Like, bro, you could have opened up so many things like that would make you passive income if you really were the businessman that you pretend to be. Passive income is laundromats, vending machines. Passive income is ATM machines. There are ordinary people, middle class people that, they make passive income off that shit, off of ATM machines. Floyd, you got more startup money than any of them. You could have been killing it. Maybe you got a bunch of ATMs on the West Coast or in Las Vegas or somewhere else, but you're nowhere near what they said you were. You just another dumb athlete who had more money than he knew what to do with. You just another dumb athlete, bro. You're not no business, nothing, no mogul, none of that.
Didn't Pacquiao came out? You said it in one of your recent videos, that he came out with a financial service, like digital currency, MannyPay.
Yeah, and he's got businesses in Asia. Apparently he's doing better. He's doing better than I thought. is how it's looking, because he just bought into Team Combat League. I'm pretty sure he took an advance on his purse to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'm
Floyd,
pretty sure. Good.
Floyd, he put out some crypto coins that had no money on them.
Yeah, him and the
About three.
Kardashians. Him and the
Yeah,
Kardashians.
NFTs and shit.
Nothing that he's touched since he retired. Nothing that he's touched panned out. Nothing. And you tell yourself, yo, dog, or for 2 fights, you should have never had to work a day in your life again. Or for 2 fights. Not even counting all the others, is what I'm saying. Off that Pacquiao and that Conor McGregor, yeah, you should have been out of here, bro. Like, there's no reason for you to have had to keep working with just them 2 paydays. That's not counting Canelo and Oscar and all these other people. How could you have fucked off that much money? And the dude is a moron. The dude is a moron. Like, that dude ain't Uncle Scrooge, bro. He just another dumb athlete. And all that shit he was talking was what Al Heyman told him to say. Just tell him you got smart investments.
Bro, and you know what's funny? Yo, one of his fucking gyms got the fucking Spirit Halloween treatment. With the fucking with Pacquiao, man. Like, goddamn, yo.
Yeah, yo, Manny bought that shit. And Manny got plans. It's like you had enough brand power to make your money make money, because there was really a time where people, myself included, bought into the idea that you're this really entrepreneurial, enterprising character, that the Mayweather name for a small moment, it meant something. And that is immediately following the Pacquiao fight. You could have opened up a franchise of gyms, which you tried to, across the country. And if you would have done your due diligence, yo, you stop by, hey, I'm Floyd Mayweather. You want to learn how to throw a jab? Let's fucking get it. If you do this kind of work, you micromanage a little bit in the short term to benefit in the long term. You're like, come on, ladies, let's throw these jabs, right? Yo, bitches would have did it. But all you want to do
aerobics videos like Tabo. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you that immediately following the Pacquiao fight, if you didn't want to fight him again, fine, you don't fight him again. But following that and following the win over McGregor, there was a lot of residual value in your name that you did absolutely nothing with. You just took the money you made, whatever Al Heyman let you hold out of your own money, because you're an idiot, and you just fucked it off. You just kept fucking off money. If you really wanted to be entrepreneurial, your presence, you being there. Yeah, like, yo, I met Floyd. Yo, he's a fucking great guy. He taught me how to throw a fucking pole counter, right? You get these bitches on board for some shit. You said, like, yeah, Floyd Mayweather stopped by the gym. You know what I mean? He showed us how to throw a jab. Showed us the difference between the Philly show and little things like that mean a lot to people that, yo, I met him. He's a great guy. But no, you just an asshole, bro.
He's inaccessible. He's inaccessible because he's got these fucking bodyguards around him. He charges for autographs. Like, he just wastes his money on bullshit and shit.
And
like, imagine you would have had that fucking financial service may pay. You may get paid.
And there's nothing to endear him to the common people that, look, you want to get in your wallet, you want to get in their wallets, you have to play the game. You got a franchise of gyms. Yeah, it says Mayweather on the outside, but if Mayweather ain't on the inside, who fucking cares?
It all started like
you got a wild card. Freddie Roach is in the gym. Freddie Roach.
Yeah. Right.
You go to RGB, Robert Garcia, his son. They all in there. If you want to meet these people, this gives them value. They're like, yo, yeah, they're accessible. These are real people. They're running a real business. You just pretend, bro. Like, you fake as fuck. You fugazi as fuck. You know?
Yeah. This all started to me, this shit whole started, this whole ego around his fucking branding of his name. Remember when the Fight Night Round 4 came out back in 2009?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
And he didn't want to lend his fucking likeness to it because he wanted a fucking cover of it when they was just honoring these two legends. Not about you, bro. You could have had your fucking own DLC. It would have sold a lot, you know, and it would have money in your pocket.
I think he's gonna end up broke because there's no residual value to tap into. The memory of Mike Tyson and the way that he excited the entire world is enough that people still hold to him. All these years later, they still hold to Mike for the memory of how Mike made everybody feel. And in spite of all of his character flaws and because he's not a perfect person, nobody is. They still got mad love for Mike, man. Mad love. People don't feel that way about Floyd, bro. Your whole thing was, I got money. Well, not anymore. So now what? Now what?
Lose the money, lose your identity.
Lose your ass, bro. For real. Mr. Calderon said Floyd spent his money on Bugattis that probably need to be replaced in 5 years. I'm going to do a segment on that. Meanwhile, Canelo bought gas stations and real estate, and he went back to school. The shit I said this shit 1.5 to 2 years ago. When it's all said and done and Canelo's up out of here, he's going to end up being the mogul that Floyd pretended to be. Yeah. Because he did it smart. You see, he's doing all these things while he's an active boxer. He's got the drink, the CBG, the beat, the whatever, the CMV, Cash Money Millionaires. He's got the shit. He's got the gas stations. He's got his finger in a lot of different pies while he's fighting, while his name is worth something. So when he decides to get out of here, he could fully focus on all those things. Where Floyd, a lot of that shit was just pretend with you, homie. That was just you pretending that, you this guy and all of that. Now, look, I got to get my son off the bus. Shout out to Mark, just because I want to say his government name. Shout out to Mark. Let's put the Xerxes up, the Diddy Xerxes up. Shout out to Mark. We're gonna do the late night talks. Hopefully, I don't pass out because I was supposed to do a late night talks on Monday, but I fucking passed out. Ended up waking up at 4 a.m. So we're gonna do the late night boxing talks later, and we'll pick up where we left off.
All right,
Jules, fellas.